Hi everyone, so today I'd like to share with you a small project I've been working on, and this is a spin bike generator. So the reason I've chosen this particular type of bike is because it has this large flywheel which acts as a mechanical capacitor which just smooths out the pedalling, makes it, and I think it's actually a better workout as well because your pedaling is not as rough. And it was a second hand one. I just got it for £50. I wasn't wanting to spend too much money on this. And then we've got a so-called hoverboard motor here, and I got this a few years ago. I think it was about £16, but now they're about £25. And we've just got this piece of wood here which has been attached to the frame. It's just been spaced out a little bit with these two nuts, and that goes down here, and the motor is mounted on as shown, and then the three wires are coming out there. The three-phase alternating current comes out the motor into this ridiculously oversized bridge rectifier. You do not need to use one anywhere near this big. It'd be better to just use one of those small modules you get and then just bolt it to the frame and use the bike frame as the heat sink. And then it's just going through this amp meter and then this little watt meter here and into my house battery, which is a 7-cell lithium ion, which I really need to get a cover over it just in case I drop a spanner or something on top of it. So this is just what it looks like in operation. Just like this. Okay, now I'll do a bit of pedaling and show you how much power it can generate. So I think that's about 100 watts there, and that's easy enough to maintain. I could probably do that for maybe 10-15 minutes, no problem. So now I'm going to go absolutely as hard as I can and see what I can get. So you'll see what the reading was in the meter there. Probably about 500 watts or so. So we go back to normal power again. So yeah, 526 watts before the thing just starts slipping and can't generate any more. And then I get puffed out and can't generate any more either. So this isn't really an ideal setup. It's good because it's really cheap and easy to throw something together that works, but ideally you would cut an A-section groove into this for an A-section V-belt and then connect it to some other form of generator. But I tried cutting into this, but it seems to me like this flywheel is actually made out of tool steel because nothing that I have really cuts it. It absolutely eats grinding wheels on angle grinders, and I can't cut into it. So not really sure how to proceed there. I reckon another option is well, I don't think there is any other option really, because there's not even any space to get a belt pulley even mounted in here, because the lip's in the way, so it wouldn't work. Another way you could make a generator is just get a hub motor. So one of those direct drive hub motors, you could just put one of those in with a chain sprocket on it, but you wouldn't have the flywheel, and it'd be quite sort of a rough pedaling experience. So yeah, when you think about it, you could buy a Peloton bike. It's like what, about £2 and then you have to spend about £40 a month to use it. And that's just ridiculous, total madness, when you could get something like this, an old £50 exercise bike, and then just stick a generator on it, and then you have something that's really cheap and also really useful. But even to recoup the cost of the bike and all the electronics parts, you'd probably have to exercise quite intensively, probably for a few years. Because working hard at it, you could probably produce about 100 watt hours, maybe 200 per day. So with the ever rising electricity prices that we have in Scotland just now, well, things like these are going to pay off quicker and quicker, but still takes a long time. But I don't really buy it for any cost effectiveness purpose anyway. It's more just a fun project and just to really explore the science of it. But further plans for the project are to redo this, because I'm trying to source a pillar drill so I could actually drill holes straight through the piece of wood, so the motor is perfectly straight and everything else is nice and straight. And I might even try and find a piece of steel that I could use instead, and have some sort of twist knob to use to tighten it, instead of this bungee cord, because after a while they lose their pull and then they just eventually stop working. So that's some further ideas for this.